Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Okay. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say today. All right, Libra. So, if you have not subscribed, I am trying to figure out how to do this so it sounds natural in the reading. But if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It is free. We'd love for you to be part of this community here at Ula Tea Leaf Readings. So go ahead and do that. Yes. So, anyways, our card for today is the Sun. Oh, that one's cool. Yes, it is the Sun. And this is, look at this. It looks like a person standing right here with the head. Okay. And then it looks like they're looking through like a telescope. And then there's a large bird right here looking right into the telescope. That's really cool. I like that. So let's turn this a little bit and then we're going to come right back to that one. Okay, I just want to take a look. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we'll get right back to that one. Okay, there you are. All right, telescope. What is the telescope have to do with this symbol? Really investigating something, right? We would see this a lot with, like looking at the stars, maybe even like a long range telescope for a camera. Right? You're taking photographs from far away, some beautiful pictures of birds or something like this. But in this context, I really think it is looking out into the future. Okay. If you could think of the star card, which, listen, the sun is a star, right? But they're different archetypes. But listen, follow me here a little bit. We have the telescope looking out at the stars at night, right? Thinking about those faraway places, those dreams, those goals. And I really do. I think that you're in a place, and we're coming to the end of the year here pretty soon. I think we're all kind of thinking about not only how are we going to survive this day, but maybe what our next, couple of months will look like. What will the next year bring us? And so I look and I see we have this beautiful, it looks like a dove to me. Okay, so I feel like there will be abundance, there will be peace. Okay, a softness of the heart, an openness. We know the dove is sometimes related to making amends with people. It could also be an abundance of spirit and connection with spirit that is very direct. Okay. But I think that you're looking out towards the future and you're making plans. You are doing the work that is going to support this outcome. Okay. And, this person, very large formation. So this is solid through and through. Okay. When I see a formation that is dense with leaves, it's an emphasis on its potent nature. And this is in not only the emotional zone on the incline of the bull here, but also very much in the metaphysical. Okay, we also have a lamb right here in the metaphysical, right on the rim. Okay, so we have a lot of these very kind of symbolic, spiritually symbolic, religiously symbolic bird, lamb, and introspection, but also it's looking at the outer, right? So, but we have that saying, as above, so below, so within, so without. Okay, so even if we are looking to outward things, we really are looking inside of ourselves. Okay, and with that lamb, I think that there's a sense of peace. I also think there is a sense of letting go of some anger, going as the lamb, not being meek. It is not a meekness, but there is a humble, there is a release of pride, a release of needing to be in charge, of needing to be right, of needing to be the best, the smartest, the most beautiful, the whatever. Okay. Can you imagine what life is like if you could find a day where you weren't trying to change something about yourself? If you could find a day where you weren't looking at what other people are doing or what they have, in some little way envying that, wanting for what's out there, or even just, ambiently. It doesn't have to be a certain person or anything. But also if we could just, find just a moment where it was like, I don't have to compete. I don't have to compete with, the only person I ever had to compete with was myself, right? And even that, I don't want to compete with myself anymore. I just want to be what I am. I want to be who I am. I want to do what I do, And when I decide I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going to do something else. And I can't even imagine what that's like. I dream of it, though, And when I see the lamb, this is what comes to mind for me, is to be able to exist in a state where there isn't this feeling of shame, guilt, need to refine things. We are so conditioned to think we need more. We need to be less. We need to be smaller. We need to be smarter. We need to make more money, but we need to also, consume less while also bringing in more. And I mean, it's just it's so contradictory. We have to get ahead of everybody else, but we also have to be kind and nice and agreeable. And it's just, how? What do you do? What does anybody do? I don't know. But if we begin the process of shedding some of this stuff, we find that dove, we find that lamb, step by step. It doesn't have to be perfect, because look, that's just playing into the same old thing. Trying to figure out, how do I do it all? How do I get it all done? Well, that's just the same. Trying to just figuring out how to be in the now. Listening to ourselves. Going where we feel like we want to go. Being with who we feel like we want to be with. Sharing our time with the people that we love. Sharing time, with people who meet us at some level of understanding. I don't know. It's one of the great mysteries, I think. How do we get there? Okay, let's see. What else do we have going on? So we do have the sun right here, actually. So the sun is showing up for us. And you know what? I feel like, as I'm saying this I'm not a Libra. I wish I were, because maybe I'd have some answers. But it does. It feels like there is this sense of illumination happening. Okay? The sun is bright. You are taking heed, making use of those energies. I see a great bird here. You can see the tail, almost like a phoenix. Here, I imagine an angel. Okay, and then kind of holding something that's flowing, but very much of the sun as well. Beneath this beautiful sun, again, we have the lamb. You can see the little ear right here kind of blowing back. So there is a rising. There's this continuous rising happening, okay? And I also think, part of this really is, and I see this with this angel. I really feel like in all of this work, there is a lot of giving going on. I feel like you are really opening yourself in ways that maybe you have not done before. Maybe volunteering, okay? Spending time with people who are in need. Even if it's like within your family, people who are looking for a spiritual, emotional connection, okay? You being kind of an angel for others, okay? And I'm trying to think, like, I don't know how it's manifesting exactly, but maybe you are volunteering. Maybe you are running some kind of like drive or charitable thing. But really, I think the ultimate thing is giving a little bit of your time where you can, because I know you're busy. We're all busy. And it's hard to find places to, just give of your time freely. But I am a firm, and let me just say, I'm superstitious, so keep that in mind. But I am a firm believer that we cannot succeed in the ways that matter if we are not giving back in some way, whatever that looks like to you. Okay, if it's not, giving of your time, and I think this is one of the most important things that we can do: listening to somebody, sitting with somebody. I talk a lot about people who are vulnerable and do not have anyone that are in our communities, right? People who are elderly, people that maybe are disenfranchised in some way, they don't have family, or, they're estranged or whatever it is. These are the people, and listen, within reason. I'm not saying just, freely bring people into your home or anything like that, but going and visiting people, going and sitting with them, reading to children, volunteering at, some kind of shelter or whatever it is. Okay. You don't have to give money. You don't have to give material things. That's not the only way that we can take care of each other. Okay. If you can, and that's how you want to, that's wonderful. Of course, that I'm not saying that's not valuable. It is, but I don't think we can get anywhere if we're not being of service to anybody, and this was the thing. When I went into recovery, and I'm in recovery for substance abuse, and I've been in for about 10 years. And when I went in the first couple of years, it was a lot about just kind of pulling myself out of like how deeply, I was just in a bad mental health place. Okay. And I had a lot of stuff going on in my life that was, it wasn't working. It just wasn't, I had to work on a lot of different aspects. And after a couple of years, I started, we talk a lot about service in recovery, about giving your time to other people, being there for other people, being as helpful as you can be without enabling people. Okay. And I didn't understand how important it was. And it is important for the person you're helping. It's so important for you. It really is. It does something to the way that your brain works. I really believe this. Gratitude, being of service, showing up for other people, giving as freely as you can, right? Not so it destabilizes your life, but, trying to be a part of your community, even if it is in a way that is, a little separate, but you still are giving of your time. I myself, I'm not a social person really. Maybe online a little, but in real life, not so much. But I can be when I'm in a posture of service, when I'm volunteering my time and stuff. It's kind of like being at work, right? In some way. There's more connection there, but I don't have the same anxiety I do just, socializing with people. But I will tell you that I fully believe that it helps balance out other aspects of your life. It changes the way that you perceive the world. It changes your openness to giving and receiving blessings. And I really think it motivates us. Anyways, it has me to continue to do the interior work, to do the work outside of myself as well. Because I want to be a part of the greater whole of uplifting us as a species, right? Our consciousness, our energy, like vibration, adding light into this thing that is, sometimes kind of chaotic and troubled, and that might sound really naive and kind of cheesy and whatever, but it's true. Not only am I superstitious, I'm a bit of a romantic. I'm a bit of a, sentimental person, and ultimately want the greater good for everybody. And Libra, I really feel like you're the same kinds of people. You really are. I say this a lot. I think that a lot of things coincide between, Libra and Virgo. I have a family member who is a Libra, and although we're very different in some fundamental ways, like our openness to being there for other people, to and the funny thing is we both work in not just monetarily, but we both do things. We both spend our time doing things for other people to help heal them, and or be there with them through their healing, right? And in mine being in recovery mostly. That's my big thing. But and this isn't to like say, oh, I'm so good or anything. I'm just telling you, this is something that has literally saved my life. What I do, it's meaningless really ultimately, but it has saved my life. It really has. And so really I talk about these things, and I know I go on these kind of like long rambles, and you're probably here to see if I have your lottery numbers or whatever, and that's okay. I don't, by the way, I don't, but I want to commune with you all from a place that feels meaningful to me, that maybe even if it's just one of you that hears this, that's all I want, and that's what this channel is for. And I feel like a lot of times I'm going through these readings, and I'm getting visual things. I have like impressions, and and of course the tea leaves are talking to me, and it just, God, it just, I feel like it's like, you know, Spirit telling me, like, you just have to find a way, find the words, Lenor, explain to them, you know, and there's a softness here in this reading that I'm looking at. I see two people kind of sitting together. I see a bowl between them. Okay. And above them, I feel like there's almost images, like almost kind of two people coming, like two people together talking, two people above them, embracing. Okay. And so I feel like there is a sense of really wanting to connect. Okay. I feel like there is that softness. We have that lamb, you know. I read a thing the other day that was like talking about how our vulnerability, you know, we spend so much effort to make sure that we're safe, that, you know, that we can defend ourselves on all levels, right? Spiritually, emotionally, physically. And I found this very challenging because I really am big about being safe, you know, or at least the perception of safety. Because I had trauma when I was a kid. There's abuse and stuff. And so we put a lot into this, and so often we spend so much time obsessed with this idea of walling ourselves off, of being, you know, able to save ourselves, all the, you know, from anything that could happen, that we lose the ability to be close, or that we have spent so much time that we've missed the opportunity to be close. The time has slipped through our fingers, right? As it does, it goes so fast. The older you get too, it goes faster and faster and faster. So I find it challenging because I'm like, okay, but I'm still putting my kid in like martial arts and stuff, you know, but it's not really just about that. It's about the obsession of, trying to, keep ourselves so safe in a world that, you know, if it's, you know, one thing or another, you never know. You can't be prepared for everything. So there has to be a balance. We must find a balance in it all. And, you know, I think with this, it's like there is a shift towards some amount of vulnerability, openness to commune. This is bringing you into a place of sharing, of being in this embrace, of being in this place of great love. And Libra, I really feel like, you know, this year has been a power year for you. I feel like you have discovered some things about yourself that you knew, but you really have taken ownership of them. Okay. And now as we go into this next year, it's about putting these understandings of self into something functional, right? Into making this part of your life, part of your identity, part of that most forward archetype that you dwell in. And, you know, I really feel like there's a lot of softness that is coming into your ability to be with those who you love and who you trust, and who are, you know, of value to your immediate journey. Okay. And that sounds kind of bad, of value, but they bring a lot of love, fulfillment, inspiration. There is a sense of, you know, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Okay. And it feels lovely. It feels lovely to, in some way, in some little way, to surrender the need to always be in that defensive mode, right? As I say that, my fists clamp up. I'm like, you know, but where we can, you know, these radical acts of vulnerability. You know, even here for me, this doing these readings have been a big deal for me because I say things that have been hard for me, you know, to just say out loud to anybody. I've said them to a ton of people on my readings, but it's hard to say it to somebody in my personal life. But by beginning the process of saying it out loud, even if it, you know, is to people that I don't necessarily, I'm not with you when you are listening to these readings, it's made it easier for me to talk about these things in my personal life, you know. And so, you know, I think that I see in the comments and the arc of the Libra readings, there's a similar process happening there. I feel like, there's this movement towards, you know, that deeper sense of just being what you are, right? Just taking the hammer to the rock and like busting that thing open. There's a jewel in there, right? And it's like once you start to realize that, it's like, I'm not going back to being this guarded, walled up, you know, inaccessible thing. I can't do it anymore. Hello? Yeah, you waited just until I didn't see you, didn't you? TT says, hello. All right, so we also have a little bird here. We have it looks like some kind of goose maybe migrating. So we're moving. I almost wonder if there is a actual physical traveling happening soon. Or somebody close to you is moving home. I don't know. I'm looking at this and I'm almost seeing like a like just like an excitement that you're going to be closer to somebody that you've been wanting to be around. It's been a while. And now you're going to be able to see each other more. Maybe it's not even moving physically. It's just like, you know, schedules are shifting. Maybe you both are going to be doing the same, you know, some kind of activity together. I don't know. But it seems like there will be some time that's shifting into being with somebody who you really care about. And this feels like a friend. Other than that, you know, we have a little bit of emotionality, but it doesn't look like it's troublesome. It feels like this is like processing, you know, kind of crying to let things out. And I feel like, you know, you're releasing a lot of stuff. You're letting go of some stuff. And it feels pretty good, actually, I think. I look at the card as I'm saying that. I'm thinking it's like a nice little shower on a summer afternoon, right? Just long enough to get everything kind of real green and it perks up. All the plants are standing up again. They're not all droopy from the heat and humidity and yeah, kind of a reinvigorating little cry there. All right, so we have the Dreamer's deck. I'm going to go ahead and flip through this and stop where it feels right. We're going to flip it over and take a look. It says, I know that I do not need to wait for 5 p.m. on Friday to be happy. I am happy right now. Yeah, and we have the sun. There we go. I like it when these kind of match each other. But yes, finding the happiness in the now, not just saving it for those 5 p.m. on a Friday. I'm so tired by then. I'm ready for bed. Yeah. So anyways, I want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me, Libra. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really, really, really helps the channel a lot. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. It is free, like I said before. And you can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Libra comes out on Sundays now. So, you know, put it on your calendar. Sundays are Libra days. And throughout the week, there are days where I will do an extra bonus video, but also Saturdays are bonus videos. And Libra has a pretty good chance of bonus videos because you all are some of my best viewers. So, other than that, yeah, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. They mean a lot to me. And I love you, and I hope you're doing well. And we will talk in just a few days. All right.